Welcome to BRR Media. Today we're joined by Cathal Friel, who's Executive Chairman of Open Orphan. Good morning to you, Cathal.
Scott, good morning to you as well.
Cathal, a big contract win that was announced this morning. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, we just announced this morning an 8 million asthma antiviral study, which is really exciting. We haven't done one of those in quite a number of years, and this is one of several of those. So yeah, it's a pretty cool 8 million contract. It's kicking off right away. We'd loved to have in the clinic before, but our clinic is booked out for the rest of this year. So we're squeezing in early next year. But we've stated that the revenue will be recognized this year and next year. So that's a pretty nice run in towards the tail end of August. And we have a number of very similar asthma influenza studies coming down the track in the month or two ahead.
Now, you mentioned the fact you've got similar elements. It's obviously a big contract. Have you many more of these coming?
Yeah, look, a lot of people look at us, think we're COVID focused. Yes, we have COVID work, and there'll be more about that in the coming weeks. But I think an 8 million asthma study is a pretty exciting one. I think the market didn't see that one coming. We announced in recent weeks with malaria model. There's a few malaria studies coming. We're in this post-pandemic period, and there's a huge emphasis on respiratory diseases because that causes a problem with COVID, a huge emphasis on infectious diseases. So I think you'll see a lot more news about interesting, rather large challenge studies in the weeks and months ahead.
Obviously, Cathal, the infectious disease market has seen growth from 20 billion up to 250 billion. How will this affect Open Orphan?
Yeah, look, it's a great space to be in the moment. Look, the reason we're in a pandemic, traditionally, the infectious disease market was about 20 billion a year. 80% was the annual flu vaccine. Post-pandemic, big pharmas realized they didn't have any infectious disease products. 30 years of no investment. Big pharma, small pharma, governments around the world are pouring hundreds of billions, not tens, into developing new infectious disease, respiratory disease products. And guess what? Open Orphan is one of the few players in the world that in a short period of a month or two, we can test most infectious disease products and most respiratory disease products in our human challenge clinics, and we've a number of them in London.
Obviously, a very good space to be in, Cathal. Now, your share price has come back in the recent weeks. Can you tell us some of the reasons why?
Yeah, look, everybody would like our share price to be higher. We kicked it off the end of June. I think there was confusion about our annual results for last year. We emphasized then, and I'm emphasized then, we are profitable the first half. We will be very profitable for the full year. That's beyond question. That was maybe badly communicated. We had unfortunately had a large seller who had been locked up for 24 months that started to sell 7.6 million shares. He is now gone, placed the balance of the stock, he's gone. So that's that. And again, we went into a summer of lack of news flow. A bit of confusion around Poolbag. They thought spinning off Poolbag would take away from the market cap. But people forget we've got probably 3 more Poolbags to do: Immutex, Prep Pharma, and Disease in Motion. So we've a number more spin outs. So anybody holding Open Orphan shares today will get a stake, a dividend species, in at least those 3 vehicles over between now and year end. And that's our target.
So, Cathal, what about news flow from now to the rest of the year? What can people expect?
Yeah, and again, I think I'm definitely hands up. I'm kind of responsible. With our Poolbag IPO earlier in the summer, we were restricted in what we could say. I probably felt I was a bit overexposed, so we cut back in news flow, and our very loyal retail shareholders didn't like that. Where's Cathal Friel? So all I can reassure investors, you'll see me quite a lot more in the weeks and months ahead. I think what we're looking at, we're in one of the greatest gold rushes ever. The infectious disease market is expanding tenfold in the next 4 years. We're there to test many of those products. So I think you'll see us talking a lot more about respiratory, infectious diseases, all of those good things. Plus also, I'm emphasizing, we haven't forgotten about COVID. COVID is working its way through the system. A lot of people thought we were only a COVID company, but asthma is a hell of a start. Malaria, influenza, we've a lot more challenge studies to announce between now and Christmas. And I know some of our loyal shareholders were getting frustrated, but I'd say for those who wait, I think they'll be rewarded.
Well, Cathal Friel, Executive Chairman, Open Orphan, thanks for your time today.
Scott, thank you very much for your time.